Oh, guys. Okay, so there have been a few recent turns of events on Steam that has made me wonder, what are you thinking? Or WTF? Now, I know Steam doesn't set their prices for the games themselves, but in some cases you have to wonder if people are setting themselves up for failure, or I don't know, if they really believe that the Steam community is going to actually buy into this with a blind eye. I'm talking about a few questionable moves by Steam and the developers within the company, or as far as like trying to use Steam. Um, First, their new access, their early access program. It's kind of a natural progression because they do have the green light, so it's a natural progression for them to go from there to there. So now they're giving you early access to games, alpha stage, but it's highly questionable because you're buying the product. You're buying it early. And in some cases, you're paying full retail price right off the bat. In others, there are a couple of free ones. Actually, there's only one free one. But the reason why I brought this up, as far as it seems really iffy, is because this game right here in particular is called Prison Architect. Now, I hate to throw somebody under the bus, but if I have to, I have to. In this case, they throw themselves under the bus. This game, as you can see here, is made by an independent developer called Introversion. This new game, called Prison Architecture, is a prison simulator. They claim that this game is the first prison simulator. Right there. Prison Architecture, or Architect, is the world's first prison management sim. Now, wait a second. A simple Google search, and you will find Prison Tycoon. Now, there's not like one or two or three games. No, there's four. In total, actually five. Because there's also an Alcatraz there. So no, obviously they're not a prison. Like, they're not the first prison sim. And well, obviously Google is not their friend. After a minor search, I found this. It doesn't take that rocket science. Yes, an entire series of games based on this. We already have a false claim to fame. If that wasn't bad enough, to purchase their game, they want $30. $30 to buy this game. $30. Do you really think this game is worth $30? You come down here. It has a different pricing, and it gets more deeper and deeper. And I mean, here they give you bonuses. The few games to sweeten the deal. But when you get down to the bottom here, it's $50 for that game. Really? Now, I can understand it being kind of like a Kickstarter, but you got to handle this a bit better than what you have been. And so I did a little research on it, and I found basically an interview where they give a reason why the game is $30. And it's in PC Magazine. I'll have the link for it up later. But PC Magazine, they asked them, isn't $30 a little high, or a little higher than normal for an alpha or beta access? And they responded with, there are a couple of reasons for that. We've got pretty close relationship with the Humble Bundle guys, and we are talking to them a lot about how they do things. And that's where they kind of cut it off right there as far as just that. I was like, huh? And then they go on to talk about other things. Another is that we're more interested in a smaller number of players that are more engaged in what we're doing than a huge audience that want to pay less. There's a quality bar we're putting in there. So you raise the price, and that's supposed to increase the quality of the people who are coming? Now, they also go on to kind of bash the people who are more of the thrifty shopper, or people who just don't think the game is worth $30. He says, imagine the alpha went on sale for $10. This is all ifs, right? But imagine it goes on sale for $10 or $20, and people choose to buy it. and it doesn't work for them, and they say, "This is bollocks. I hate this. It's crap. It's broken. It doesn't work." I call bull. Why? Not only do they claim that the game is bullfrog style, don't even get me started on that, but they are basically basing their opinion on how much a consumer would be willing to pay for their title. So if the consumer is only willing to pay $10 to $15 for their game, then the consumer has to be a bad game tester, and they don't want you. There's no way that someone who is upper crust enough to pay $30 for their title would ever complain about a low, or would ever complain about the low budget buyer, like how he would. Seriously? So that's your comparison? Somebody is willing to shell out $30, and they obviously have to be a better quality of gamer than somebody who's not willing to pay overpriced charges? Now, that might be putting a lot of words in their mouths, but honestly, when a developer decides to overcharge for an alpha, it makes me wonder what is happening to the game industry. This is an indie company, not a AAA company. With a AAA company recently falling on its face, even other games as well that are AAA title, they've been falling on their face a lot recently. I guess some indie companies saw it a chance to try to get some cash out of it. Speaking of small indie companies, why are there gaming phone apps on Steam? I don't get this. We have Angry Birds in Space. We have Cut the Rope. And this is just a couple of examples. Now, not only are these games on Steam now, but they are 500 to 1,000% more than what they are on Google App. Explain this. How does this work? I could buy it for 0.99 cents for my phone, but for Angry Birds, it's $5 on Steam. And then if I come over here to Cut the Rope, it's on sale for $5, but normally it's apparently $10. Wait, what? It's $1 on Google App Store. Go to Google App. If you don't believe me, go to the Google App Store. Check it out. It's there, 0.99 cents for me, at least. It might be a little bit more expensive for you, depending on wherever you are on the planet. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, these are two shiny little overpriced gems that are on Steam. Now, I hope the Steam starts paying attention to its own store for a little and have a chat with the developers in all the cases mentioned. I hope this is simply an oversight and not an attempt to price gouge. Did I say price gouge? Oh, yes, I did. But in this case, one falsely claimed to be the first ever of its type, which could drive the interest up in the game, and the others could just be the fact that you get an app on a bigger screen. You don't have it on the small little your little phone. You actually have it on a big screen now, and maybe you enjoyed it on your phone and you want to get it, but now they're overcharging you because of that interest because you liked it. That's price gouging. It's a little bit different form of price gouging, but it's still a form of price gouging. But either way you slice the bread, it doesn't feel right to me. I hope that this is not a sanctioned pricing by Steam, because if it is, the next step will be random advertisements, pop-up ads, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. It just won't be pretty.